Hi, my name is Jemima Ndebele and you are tuned into Flex Fitness, where we prioritize your health and your fitness all the time. Today we'll be doing a full body circuit focusing on our core and our abs and just how we can strengthen that. Stay tuned as we get right into the warm-up.
You know, a few weeks ago, I would never do this on a Saturday morning. Back then, I was standing in line all day. Now it's just like that.
You are using the FNB banking app like I told you.
Girl, it saved my weekend. Now I can do all my banking on this.
Payments, transfers, checking statements.
Even opening accounts.
Just like that.
Oh, did I tell you what my husband did?
Even me, I want to save time with the, what's the name of the app?
FNB app.
Don't be left behind. Make the switch to the FNB app, online banking or cell phone banking, and change the way you bank to change your life. FNB, how can we help you?
Now for this warm-up circuit, we're going to get the blood flowing and get it heated so that we're ready for the actual ab circuit. Now we're going to do some cardio and some core warm-up, so be prepared for a little bit of sweating this time around. We're going to start with some crisscross crunches because we know, you want those abs to pop in December as much as I want mine to as well. So we start with your hands on your side and you just crisscross. So you're going to do 30 seconds for this leg and 30 seconds for the other leg as well. Now when the timer gets on the screen, let's go starting with our left leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But you need to remember to tighten your core muscles so that you really feel the results of it. Now that doesn't necessarily mean like, pushing and pulling in your stomach. It's really just tightening it so that because sometimes it happens that one exercises but you don't really see the effects of it. Exhibit A, because it's like you're doing the exercise, right? But you're not tightening these core muscles, and that is where it actually is. That is how the work happens. So now we're going to start this side. Okay, so this is also like a kind of a warm-up on its own, a workout, on its own, but it's also a really, really good warm-up, just to get your core ready for the work that we're going to do on it today. You should feel it because your core should be tightened. Okay, now for the next warm-up, because we're doing core and cardio, we're then going to do some high knees for 30 seconds to make sure that blood is flowing. Okay, so when the timer gets on the screen, we're ready to go. And as high as you can. I normally prefer leaving my hands at a certain position and at least trying to get as close as I can. And the thing is, you can modify this so that you can do it slower or faster. But this is also good for your glutes and your legs as well. Very good warm-up for any day. Okay, now we're going to do some alternating side lunges. Make sure to stretch the back always and do your hip circles in between so that your body is ready to take you through the next warm-up. So you just open your legs wider than your hip width and then you go alternate. So we're going to do that for 30 seconds. Okay, and let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's also really good for your legs and your glutes as well. And remember, fitness is a journey. It's not just something you venture into and expect to see results overnight. Trust me. So here on flex, make sure to give yourself grace and patience. Because just like you, I too am learning every day. Now we're going to take some alternating bend overs. So it's similar to a side lunge, but this time your legs are straight and you're trying to really twist, your core and really stretch it out and get it ready for the ab circuit. So let's go. You're just gonna bend over, bend over, bend over. Yeah. Also it stretches your legs because your knees should not bend. As much as this is a exercise and you need to bend over, everything but those knees need to bend. You're really trying to stretch these muscles here at the back, as well as getting into those sides, trying to get rid of those love handles so that you're really ready for summer and the ab circuit that is to come. Cool. Now, that's all for the warm-up. And as you can tell, it really is getting hot here in studio. So please do stay tuned for the actual ab circuit. Getting to the fun part, right? All we'll need for this ab circuit that we're going to do today is a good and comfortable yoga mat, as well as some motivation to keep you going, right? And remember, as we exercise, remember to breathe and to really, really squeeze that core. That does not mean pulling back your stomach, but really squeezing your core and tightening your core muscles so that you really feel the effects of it, right? We're going to start with an alternating crunch, right? This will then require you to lay back on your back and then raise your legs to a 90-degree position, right? 90-degree angle. Positioning your hands to the back of your head, right, but not holding onto it. You just want it for guidance. Think of it that way, because you don't want to put too much strain on your neck muscles, because anywhere that you, any muscle that you strain that is not your ab muscle really makes the exercise redundant. Okay, so what we're going to do it like this, so that you just have an idea of what this exercise looks like. So when the 30 second starts, then we'll get right into it, doing a 30-second alternating ab crunch, okay? Are you guys ready? Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you shouldn't really worry about your pace, but really the effectiveness of this exercise. And you really, really want to get to your core, not making sure not to strain your neck as you do this alternating. You can also feel it in your legs. You should feel it more in your abs. And that's when you know you're doing it correctly. We're going to turn around now. And then we're going to do some mountain climbers. right? So remember, the reason why one experiences like muscle pain after exercising and all of that is because you don't breathe as you exercise. So it's so important to do it at your pace and really alter or like make alterations to the exercise as you best see fit. Because ultimately, flex is for fitness and it's a journey. So you're then going to go on your back, hands, and in yoga this would then be a cat position. And then just go onto your mat as best as you can and just climb that mountain. Alright? And that's how you do it. So once those 30 seconds go on, we're going to start with the mountain climbers. Alright, so you just climb it, climb it, climb it, making sure to really get to the core, tighten your core so that you feel it. Now these work on your the upper part of your core, really strengthening it. Right? So you really want to crunch it, because that's the point of it. It's a crunch, right? So just back and forth. You crunch it. Cool. Now we're going to get into the obliques, which is what I have been struggling with, not gonna lie. And I think I found that this side-to-side oblique exercise is what works best for me to really feel it, not only in my core, but also, you know, here by the love handles. We don't want none of those. Okay, so you guys are ready? This is the oblique exercise. Really tighten your core, and you just move to your side. And we're going to do it closed-legged first to really get deep as we and really try and get as deep as we can there. But remember that you're still straight, right? And just move from side to side. So we're going to do that for 30 seconds. And let's go. Right? So you really feel it there, you know, just move from side to side. You can do it lightly, but it's really more effective the deeper you go. Remember to eat right, because it's really pointless, you know, doing all this exercise, sets on sets, reps on reps, when really you're not eating right and you're not putting in the actual work, because that is really where the work lies, not in the sweat. So yeah, continuously, because you need to give your muscles time to rest. Give the body that is doing the work time to rest. Now we're going to lay back down and we're going to do leg lifts, because that is almost always effective. This also then works for your thigh muscles. You want to build some muscle here if you're looking to build muscle there. So let's go, your hands on your sides. You just lift, lift. I can tell you, I'm really feeling it. So we're going to do that for 30 seconds. I like positioning my hands in a like triangular format, just encapsulating my bum, and then makes me feel like I'm more stable, man. So yeah, let's go. Really just lifting, making sure that you tighten your core so that you feel it. Making sure that your legs don't touch your mat. Just lift it. Making sure that those abs are going to pop. Right? And there we go. So we're going to do that again. Or this time we're going to crisscross it. Okay, for 30 seconds as well. And there we go. Just cross, you know, just on your tippy toes. I personally find it easier to exercise by myself or at home because gym anxiety is a thing. So if you're looking to get more comfortable, you know, in your body at home, tune into Flex every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And there we have it. We really got that core circuit done. Unfortunately, we will not be able to finish all 3 sets with you here in Flex, but stay tuned as we go into the cool down.
You know, a few weeks ago, I would never do this on a Saturday morning. Back then, I was standing in line all day. Now it's just like that.
You are using the FNB banking app like I told you.
Girl, it saved my weekend. Now I can do all my banking on this.
Payments, transfers, checking statements.
Even opening accounts.
Just like that.
Oh, did I tell you what my husband
Even
did?
me. Even me, I want to save time with the, what's the name of the app?
FNB app.
Don't be left behind. Make the switch to the FNB app, online banking or cell phone banking, and change the way you bank to change your life. FNB, how can we help you?
Now we're going to go into the cool down. For this cool down, we're going to do some yoga. And in my mind, as a lover of yoga and the stretching of one's body, yoga is a dance, right? And the first step to this dance is really making sure, you know, you unclench that jaw, relax those shoulder muscles, and just sit back, take a deep breath. For 30 seconds, that's what we're going to do. Just inhale and exhale to make sure that our muscles have enough oxygen to recover from an amazing ab circuit. So for 30 seconds, in and out. That's what we're going to do, starting now. Making sure to take deep breaths through your nose. Relaxing those shoulder muscles. You can also just, you know, ride them back from side to side. It's like a dance. That's exactly what yoga is to me. You want to make sure your body knows that you are done with the intense work and that you're slowing down, cooling down, as the name of the segment is. Now we're going to go into our child's pose position. Now it's called child's pose because have you ever seen a baby that does not like to sleep like this? So you then just go into your child's pose position and you hold it. You're going to hold it for 30 seconds, right? So your toes are then going to be touching each other and you're going to open your legs as wide as you comfortably want to, and then just move in, and we're going to hold this position for 30 seconds, starting now. Taking deep breaths through your nostrils. As you do so, reminding yourself that you need to give yourself some grace on this fitness journey. Because ultimately, you know, it's not something that you just perfect from the first try. It takes time. Like many things, it takes time. And you also need to remind yourself that the fact that you tried today and got up to try and do this Flex fitness circuit with us means that you're pretty much on the right track. Right, so you come back up, just stretching, and then we're going to go into our cat and cow, right? So remember that this in is cow, and out is cat. So when we go into cow, we're going to inhale, and when we go into cat, we're going to exhale. Really relaxing those muscles, okay? Right? Make sure that your palms are underneath your shoulders and that your knees are hip width apart. So now we're going to go into cow, taking in a deep breath. Wait, let me just be neutral first. Okay, now we're going to go into cow. Taking in a deep breath through our nostrils. Exhaling into cat. You know, when cats are frightened, they go into this position when they're shocked or scared or whatever. Or at least that's what I've seen in cartoons. Inhaling back to cow. Exhaling back to cat. Inhaling and exhaling. We're going to do this one more time before moving. And okay, there we go. Cow, cat. Yoga is really also like a form of mental wellness. I normally do it in the mornings because it's just a means of like starting of your day well. And as you do this, you can also set an intention. All right. So now we're going to go into downward facing dog, right? So we're going to go into downward facing dog and then transition into upward facing dog in the same 30 seconds. So, and now we're going to downward facing dog, really stretching your legs as you do so. Stretching, stretching, stretching. We're going to upward facing dog, right? So we're just going to move between those two positions for 30 seconds, starting now. So downward facing dog, really stretching those back muscles, as well as you can even move side to side like it's a dance. And then upward facing dog, moving from side to side as well. Downward facing dog again, really stretching, you know. And we're done with that. So now from downward facing dog, we're going to transition into something else, right? So from downward facing dog, we're going to stretch our legs like this, starting with the right leg, and we're going to move it to the front, transitioning to warrior one and holding it, right? And then we'll be done with this cool down. So that was just an example of how to do it. So let's go. For 30 seconds, we're going to transition into warrior one, starting like this, lifting that right leg, opening it up, bringing it to the front, moving into warrior one. You can also stretch it like this. This remaining 15 seconds, we're going to do the same for your left leg. And you just twist to the other side, front and back. And there we have come to the end of this amazing, amazing cool down session. Some yoga, you feel more energized, you feel more relaxed, and you feel ready to take on the day. Make sure to tune in again to Flex Fitness for some more flex and fitness fun with me, Jemima Ndebele.